Hello, Ankita and Bharat Sab. I was just thinking. See, these five types of he calls them uses very strong terminology in terms of wealth, in terms of life changing aspects. Fine, put aside all those hype and hi-fi language, but I think these are such common sense things which we have learnt, right, even as a child. Remember, I'm sure every mother or every father must have told you, don't waste money. That means do some budgeting, evaluation, understanding. Correct? So it care took care of financial aspect. Then talking of social aspects also, I'm sure families or our schools as a child will tell us, don't fight, patch up with somebody, behave properly, listen to what they have to say, don't beat your friend. What I'm trying to say, social relations were already established in that manner. So these are things which have always existed, but what the Sahil has done, he's put it in by using new terminologies, and now he's just given it a good aspect, saying, now live this life. We have already lived that life, but now he's trying to stress it, and maybe he's effective because his marketing skills and his language abilities are extraordinary. So he's trying to tell you something which has already existed in life, and which we have been in one sense, knowingly or unknowingly, already living it. I think this is what is my perspective. you know like, talk in terms of responsibilities, talk in terms of your commitments, talk in terms of your priorities. Of course, we all have grown up in that. So, there's, as such, the book has nothing new to tell you, but it's the impactful way in which he puts it. I'm trying to just give another very simple interpretation to it, in no way trying to disrespect him in or anybody, but I'm just trying, these things exist, no? Ankita, come on, fire me. I've said something. You should say, ma'am, you're talking rubbish.
See, one thing is there that even Bharat will also agree with to that, that what Mangala ma'am you're saying is, see, we have lived that life in our
Yeah,
childhood.
yeah,
What Sahil is talking about today, we have lived that life in our childhood. Naturally, because we didn't have distractions, much distractions during our
yeah,
childhood.
yeah.
At least up to my college days, there were not much distractions.
Yes,
Then health was naturally a priority, which was a natural priority for us because और कोई option था ही नहीं उल्टा सीधा खाने का. There was no fast food.
the fast food didn't exist itself. Correct.
So
Very true.
naturally there was no possibility of getting becoming a victim of fast food. Okay,
Exactly.
okay. Pollution, गाड़ी नहीं थी इतनी. Public transport
Yes,
was the only
yes,
mode of transport.
yes. And then there were bullock carts and tongas, and where there were
Exactly.
horses.
So there was
So,
no pollution.
exactly.
Social life was bubbling
Yes,
because the only social life was to talk.
yes.
Meet and talk. You have no other social life, no other
Yeah,
way of staying connected with the social life.
absolutely.
Okay, so social wealth was also there.
Yeah,
Okay, so financial wealth, इतने पैसे लोगों की जरूरत ही नहीं थी.
yes,
Today you need an internet connection, you need a mobile phone, you need Gmail, you need things to stay, just to stay wherever the world is right.
yes, absolutely.
They all added to the cost.
Yes,
Okay, so that is affecting our physical wealth as well.
yes,
Financial wealth is also there.
yeah.
कितने लोगों के घर पे टीवी हुआ करते थे, हम लोगों के घर जाके टीवी देखते थे
Yes, yes.
ना.
And I
तो
don't know about other parts of India, but I'm from Pune, huh, Ankita and Bharat sir. Why I'm trying to say is Pune, because see, Shivaji was here in Pune. Now, since he was there, there was something, I'll use that same word which is used in Akhade. Akhade were centers where people would go and build their body.
yes,
you know
yes,
it was free, but there would be some expert who would teach you how to do various things. The system, it was like a gym. started by Shivaji to strengthen the soldiers, to strengthen the general public so that they could fight against their enemies. So, as a child, when I have grown up here in Pune, fortunately, I grew up in Pune, and every nook and corner had these akhades. But of course, only men went, women never went, because the ultimate aim was that they join the army and fight for Shivaji. So let's not think of this. But I'm trying to say that, see, the old system of grinding wheat at home, women already had a lot of exercise. What I'm trying to say, when he talks in terms of physical health, I think the system already existed in a different form, and which was more valued, I suppose, because they strengthened people to go and fight on the front. So you required a lot more physical strength than what even the army needs today, because then there were no carts and trucks and which transported soldiers. So soldiers would walk across mountains and valleys and then go and fight. So things were many times more difficult, and we have all lived through it. So Sahil Bloom is talking what then?
What he's talking about, that what we are missing,
No, no,
what
no.
the
I'm not
generation
trying
is
to
missing.
under-evaluate. I'm trying to ask,
What
okay,
no,
what new thing
naturally. So what the new
in
generation
terms
is
of
missing.
knowledge, what more is he adding to my knowledge?
So basically, what he's talking. See, he's 31 right now. So he wrote the book when he was 30,
Huh.
and he did the research for almost last 6 years on it.
No, no, no. I don't doubt anything, but I'm
So
just
what
trying.
I was talking about, that he is writing the book for the current generation.
Yeah,
He's writing. He's not probably writing the book for you, me, or Bharat, but maybe definitely he's writing the book for Ankita.
yeah.
Because whatever he's talking about, these five social wealth, we already had it. We had
Yes,
it in our childhood
and in abundance.
and in abundance. हम किसी के भी घर चले जाते थे. So
Yes, I remember we never used to ring up and think. Just
exactly,
walk in, ring the bell, and
रिंग
just go
करने
and
का
enjoy.
अपॉर्चुनिटी
Khao,
कहाँ था?
khao, kha ke aao.
Where we had this opportunity to ring, हम आ गए बस आ गए.
Yes,
कोई आ गए बस आ गए, and people used to be very happy about it. So
yes,
social life was bubbling during even 30 years ago, 20 years ago.
yes. Yeah.
So it
So
is.
in
This
a
is
way, technology has blunted us, that that openness of life and enjoyment which was there in every aspect has been, cut down in size because of technology, and then our mindset has changed. Of course, I don't mean to disrespect Sahil Bloom, and you'll tell me, ma'am, can you write that book? No, I cannot write that book.
no. It's
I'm
not
not
a question
trying
of
to say
disrespect.
that. I'm talking in terms of thinking and thoughts. Yes,
It,
Bharat sir.
Bharat
Chalo,
sir,
बात करो હવે. ચાલો વાત કરો.
So, first thing, I will differ to some extent to those views because those were the days we were having those kind of physical health and some kind of social wealth. But if you talk about that, in that time, financial wealth was not those. We were not taught about how to save money, and we were not save. Otherwise, we would have been in a better position. After
mhm.
even we joined, we started our job. We are not so conscious about how much money we should save and what investment instrument we have. So that part is, and what normally is, you know something is different thing and you live by that way is a different thing.
Yes,
So that is what the Sahil wants us to make live this life for all generation. Not in today's generation is more stressful, so they need a mental emotional control. So mental health is for very much important for them. With pollution and the stressful life, physical health is also important. Financial wealth is very much required to live in a city like Mumbai or Bangalore. You need use some of money. For that, you need to
yes,
have a
yes,
plan of investment and plan of instrument where you can get the better returns. And social
yes,
wealth, we are having a nucleus family now. Children are staying away from parents, so they are not in touch with their parents even. So that's why all this social wealth is also even more important than the previous days. That is what
yes.
my view
Yeah,
is
yeah,
about that.
yes,
So
certainly, certainly.
so other than that, so I was eating in the breakfast the item called patra. Is a Gujarati item.
ખબર
uh,
છે મને.
so but that patra was very crispy. So there was a danger if you chew it, there are chances that their tooth may break.
Oh my
and it
God.
was too spicy, so my brother wanted it. It was too oily, so my wife didn't eat. So we gave it to our maid, ki bhai, you take it and you enjoy it.
Hmm.
But universe has some different plan for me. So
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
neighbor again gave me that one bag of patra. So we'll think, now just 1 week back we have given it to maid. Again we give it to her. It won't look good. So let's do one thing. So we break them crispy patra into small pieces so that it can be made chewable.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
why we procrastinate? Because we are so scary of big projects. We don't know where to start, how to start. So we get overwhelmed and we don't even start. That is the main reason for procrastination.
Yes.
So Sahil says you deconstruct those big projects, big goals into small, sizable, manageable chunks, like
Oh,
small pieces of that crispy patra, so that you
okay.
can chew it easily, you can take action on them,
Huh.
and then you can schedule a plan. See what I will do and what time I will do. And then you have to take action, the micro action to complete the whatever you have planned. You can complete that, and by step, you can uh, achieve that project, achieve that goal. So that is how you
Yes.
can
Interpret
chunk
it.
down a big project into small pieces, and then you can chew it, you can easily digest it, you can easily take action on that. So that is what I have a analogy with eating crispy patra.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Wonderful. Wonderful.
second thing is our mind is a summation of all total memory of past plus summation of all total imagination of future. That is only what our mind is. So today we learned about balancing of body and focusing of mind. There is a one asana called Vrukshasana. It's a
Hmm.
tree-like pose. You need to stand on one leg, balancing your whole body, and you need to raise your hand and you balance your body for 1 minute.
Hmm.
During that time, you're focusing on a stationary of any stationary thing, maybe a handle of a cupboard or anything, so that you are totally focused on that and you're not having your wavering your mind. So during that time I understood, I could realize I was not thinking about any past memories, I was not thinking about any imagination of future. I was totally focused on that single moment and how am I going to balance that. So that stillness of mind, if you focus something very focusedly, then you can have the stillness of mind without wondering about past memories or worrying about the future. So that is what
Wonderfully put.
this thing
Wonderfully,
is
wonderfully
key.
put, sir.
So
So,
these are the things
eh,
I would
yeah,
like to share
એકદમ
today.
સારું
Yeah,
છે. એકદમ
yeah.
સારું છે.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Brilliant,
અંકિત.
brilliant. Yes, Ankita. Okay, Mangala ma'am, what we do while somebody is sharing, we keep ourselves mute because I use the transcripts.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why we need to stay mute.
Yes, I will. I'll mute myself. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yeah.
Yes, Ankita, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Actually, I was about to tell the same thing, but Bharat sir covered it. So about the same thing on goals, and he beautifully explained it with an example of Thakra. The Thakra only, no, you said, or Patra.
Patra,
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 patra.
patra.
Okay. So only one thing I would like to add. Um, is Sahil is telling that when we are achieving that small patras, we should also be aware of the ones which are not allowing us to eat that patra. Matlab, anti goals we should be aware that I want. And how much, like, is it really worth eating that patra? Is it really worth donating? So I'm just trying to connect, sir, on the spot. So I'll just read one line. So regarding the anti-goals, he is trying to tell that if you are not able to achieve, we should also be aware at the same time about the uh, what is the worst possible outcome if you don't, that is allowing you to stop that goal. That I wanted to highlight. And and if you don't achieve that goal, what would lead to the worst possible consequence? So even that has to be kept in mind. That I want to highlight, sir. So having this clarity, it is very easy that we achieve, that we arrive at that goal. I want to highlight that point.
Mhm.
So suppose now my goal is to attend this session, and I have so many excuses to make. कि- But if I'm traveling at the same time I'm working and I'm walking. So these are my anti goals. I was just thinking what is that I'm losing. So that is the consequence. So when I think of that time limit and my brain is growing and I'm getting to know the common sense thing which I like in me. So Sahil and this group is really helping me to again come back to the normal because in this digital world I'm so involved that I forgot the common values, the common principles. Now as Mangla ma'am, Bharat sir, Pinaki sir, you were telling हमारे जमाने में ऐसा नहीं है सर आज के जमाने में ये चाहिए and I am looking for that and I'm fortunate that I got this group I'm where you guys are guiding me so well. So I lack that common sense. So I'm really I'm truly saying it from my heart. It's not just my story. So I always get scolding that you lack in common sense. You don't know how to behave. But these small things that we discuss, they make me stay on track. Or else my life is only at the office or work. Apart from that, I never do anything. But यहाँ पे बहुत मुझे सीखने को मिल रहा है. So with this help of science. So now today my concept was of anti-goal. So because of the discussion what we are having, I'm reading this book. I'm understanding the essence of it. So that is also one goal. So this is about goals and anti-goals and what are the consequences.
So can I just put in some word in case Ankita has finished? Ankita, madam, have you
Mm.
finished? So can I
No,
say something?
don't say me, ma'am. It looks
Of
very
course.
professional.
No, but it is. Of course, we have to respect you. Pinaki, sir, can I say something?
Mhm.
Yeah, when we talk in terms of goal, the struggle is not so much to reach the goal as the struggle on the way. The journey is many times tougher than the end, maybe in terms of perseverance, maybe in terms of hard work, maybe in terms of focusing, maybe in terms of understanding what to do on a daily basis. This seems to be more struggleful and more challenging than the fact that I can attain a goal at the end of a week or at the end of a certain period, maybe 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever it is. So the struggle of everybody is not that I may not reach the goal or may reach the goal. The struggle is how do I manage myself now? This persistence, commitment, and hard work, and challenges, and issues, and problems which one encounters, these seem to be more dreadful and frightening than the act of being able to reach the goal. This is personally what I think. And if we are able to overcome these everyday problems, then I think the goal automatically you reach and attain. This is my thing to it.
Absolutely right. The
If I read, it's like when I'm reading a book, if I read chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, automatically I go till the end. So I cannot just aim for the end. I must concentrate more on, on the journey, on the path, which is so full of challenges and issues and controversies. This is what I think personally.
yeah, absolutely. What I believe what Sahil is talking about in his book is how to prioritize.
Yeah.
And what he's suggesting is that don't prioritize with only finance, which most of us are doing.
Yeah.
Even at this age, this is what I am doing.
Yeah.
That because I have a family, I have my grown-up daughters, so I have my own dreams. I do not want to work the way I'm working for so many years. When I want to enjoy my life in a certain way, I want to do certain things in my life which I have not done for the last 2 3 decades.
Yeah.
what I could see is a direction that, okay, like as Ankita was talking about these anti goals. Anti goals is all about like when I'm focusing on these five wells, it is the main objective is to ensure that when I am focusing on one of the goals, one of these five goals, I
Mhm.
should not jeopardize the remaining four.
Okay. Okay.
That is what the anti goal concept is all about.
Mhm.
So, like when I'm focusing on financial wealth, it should not mean that I am cutting cost or cutting on my time wealth or my social wealth or my family wealth or my mental wealth. ऐसा नहीं
Mhm.
होना चाहिए that I am just working on a laptop like a workaholic.
Mhm.
So I am sitting at 9 o'clock. I have no life. At 6 o'clock, I discover, oh my God, so many hours have already gone by. And now I'm left with my evening. I didn't entertain myself. So now when I'm going there, somebody is telling, don't watch Netflix because you're wasting your time. Don't do this, don't do that. You're not reading a book. आप फिर भी अपना life waste कर रहे हो. So people are constantly telling me these things. However, I want to entertain myself.
Mm.
You know? And in the process of entertaining, now I discover that, oh my God, I have so many loans that I need to pay off. I have a home
Yeah.
loan, I have a car loan, because I've added those additional stress elements in my life.
Mm.
So what Sahil is talking about, that this is the kind of life that you and I are living today. It really doesn't matter what you had in the past. What matters is what you are having right now. You know, as Bharat was also talking about, what matters is right now. Even Mangala ma'am also talking about the same thing. What matters is right now. Past जो था हो गया, future होने वाला है. अभी क्या है वो important है. And in my training programs, in my coaching sessions, I always tell people that only focus. How about just focusing on only for today? That
Mhm.
assume that the how much time you have in your life. Let me assume that I have only from right now till I go to bed to that, because I really do not know that tomorrow I will get up or not. Or if I get up tomorrow in the morning, I really don't know in what shape or form I would be.
Yeah.
You know? Like I didn't have this viral. I don't even know how I got it. But the morning I got up on Thursday, I just discovered there is some I'm having some challenges with my throat. But it was so mild that I ignored it. I didn't got onto antibiotics. But later at night, I discovered that things are getting worse. And I never had this kind of viral infection earlier. Earlier, it started with running nose. So I know that something is happening. So I could take care. I just do some herbal activities like gargling and all that. And many a times it gets control over that. But this time, what happened? It infected my throat first. So that is what I'm talking about. That the only time that you and I have in reality is from right now till I go to bed tonight. Tomorrow morning, I really do not know what is going to happen. Sahil is also talking about the same thing. That okay, if you have already focused your attention on say one of those wealth, maybe time wealth, maybe financial wealth throughout the day, at least for the evening you focus on the remaining three wealths. Now he has not mentioned about one wealth, which is spiritual wealth, which I think that if we are at least focusing on these five wealth, spiritual wealth will be an automatic outcome. That I am getting connected to myself. I am very clear that these are the wealth that I have access to, and let me focus on ensuring that I am enjoying all these five wealths. See, wealth is all, according to my understanding, is intangible things. It's a feeling. Wealth is not in terms of your house, your health, the way you are looking at it. It's all your feelings. If you're healthy, you will feel healthy. You will feel energetic. If you're happy, interacting with people, you will feel energetic. Like today, as we were reading this book, Think and Grow Rich for Women, the last chapter, chapter 15, Sharon Laker is talking about that people, women in general, are victims of guilt. They have this tendency of feeling guilty. So she's advising everybody that at least you don't feel guilty. And then you see what happens. So this is also happening. So what I think that what this book is inviting us at least to think, as Mangala member was also talking about, socho to sahi, dekho to, at least think that what you're doing, the activities that you're into, is it really worth it? And if we connect the dots, I'm not talking about that what Sahil has written in his book is absolutely 100% all right, but at least it is giving you some direction to live a life to some way in a conscious in a conscious frame of mind. This is what I could see, I could sense. So that's it for tonight.
Yes.
At 8 o'clock, I will be having my own session.
Photo.
Life Coach Pinaki.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank
All
you.
right.
Photo.
It's always
Photo,
very
photo.
enlightening.
Yes.
Photo.
Everyone. Yes, quickly. Look at the
Yes.
camera. Let's count 1, 2, 3 together. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
See, these discussions are going in a direction where it is supposed to go. Because unless we do idea storming, we are doing idea storming. We are not even doing brainstorming. We are
Yeah.
into idea storming. So idea storming is something which can help us to identify that what is there for me for tomorrow maybe. कल के लिए मेरे पास आज क्या है?
One thing I want to share. Today I shared one idea in my company. I was so happy with that. That's what I wanted to say. By my own self, with my own thoughts, I shared one idea. Because of all these sessions, my brain started working.
Brilliant. You keep it for tomorrow and we'll listen to it in detail.
Yeah. Chalo. Goodbye.
And that too with AI. Yeah. I'll share tomorrow, sir. Yeah. I forgot I'll share tomorrow.
Okay. Bye-bye.